One of the reports that I found in LSI that I found very interesting was their wearable devices. So the wearable devices segment of the global medical devices market totaled about $18.5 billion in 2022. And the forecast is to be the second most rapidly growing segment of the market with a 14.2% CAGR over the 2022 to 2027 interval. My question to you is that when you look at all of those wearables, one of the reasons why I believe it's such a big number is because you have so many different specialties in there. What part of medicine, and what I mean by part, I mean like orthopedics, cardiovascular, neuro, what part do you feel like in the next 5 to 10 years is going to have the most impact as a result of wearable technology, and why?
Can I also add implantable technology to wearable?
Ooh. Okay, you can apply, yes, you can add that, but I will say if you added implantable technology, that might increase the CAGR of this report. But yes, let's add that. Yeah, but you have to come up with one non-implantable technology.
Oh yeah. Well, look, I'll give you, just to start this, and I know we're gonna probably run out of time a little bit, is that this morning I got up and I I don't have any hearing issues, but I set myself up with my AirPods 2, and I said, could I use it? They've been advertising, can use it as a hearing aid. And I recommend anybody who's got a pair of AirPods Pro, they should do this. It takes you through an audio test. It actually tells me how good my hearing is. Fortunately, everything's good. And then begins the path of setting that up as a hearing aid. And if you think about the state of our population, aging of the population, hearing is a real issue. And for various reasons, expense, not knowing a lot about it. Some of the technology is great because it just magnifies, not great, just magnifies it. Not good for every useful. So here's a technology that was invented to listening music or taking phone calls. This is a perfect TechMed story, and is now becoming a hearing aid for a rapidly aging population that you can set up on your own. And so if you ask me why is it growing, I have an Apple Watch, which, I use for lots of things, including keeping time, but also a whole bunch of apps. I have a really good friend. He's older, and about 4 months ago, he woke up one morning and his watch told him he was an AFib. He called his doctor and sent him over to the cardiologist. They shocked him that afternoon. He was on his bike. The reason why I think the market, whether it is for smartwatches, for increasing peripherals around, this to me, this is not a phone. This is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? You can go anywhere in the world, do whatever you want, pay for it, organize it, and navigate with this device. It is providing a level of processing power and capabilities and access to data to allow you to deal with health situations and monitor it on a regular basis. It knows how many steps you took. It knew when you were sleeping. So I am a big fan of, call it bracelet or watch technology, but I'm also seeing that there is an emerging class of technology that can be implanted that, closer to your bloodstream, that it can monitor a whole bunch of other things, including glucose, blood gases, that are going to start to take off. Because if there's one thing we all know about your healthcare, point-in-time information is not nearly as valuable as continuous information.
Completely agree.
Right. So, I laugh. You go for an annual checkup and your doctor listens to your heart and he checks your blood pressure. And it's like, did I get a good night's sleep? Did I drink a lot of water before that? Did I just come from 2-week eating binge, on a road trip for work? There are a whole bunch of things. So I think what we're learning is being able to continuously monitor trends. Right. And I call these data rivers instead of data lakes or data houses, right? Is that you want data to constantly be refreshed, just like as a river streams through, our topography, and to refresh that data and then to personalize it specifically to the patterns of behavior of that. So there are people wearing Oura rings, all kinds of these things. And we're still pretty early, right, in a lot of these wearables. So that, to me, these are tech devices. One was set up to be both the watch and the AirPods are extensions of your iPhone. Like that thing, your iPhone's doing the processing, but these are collection points, just like an Apple Watch or Fitbit or an Oura Ring, whatever, what have you. So I would say major collection things like watches and bands are going to continue to grow. And there were earlier generations, but the capability, once you tied the Apple Watch to the power of an iPhone, which an iPhone has more power than the computers that landed the lunar module, which you're walking around with in your pocket. So I'm not surprised at all by that forecast. I think it could be small. I think it could be a lot bigger.